Welcome guys. So in our last video we have seen how to use XPath, correct? So in this lecture I am going to talk about how to use CSS Selector. So for that, let me tell you one thing. First we have to find the same CSS Selector in Firefox browser, and after that I'll show you how to find CSS Selector in Chrome browser. Okay, so let's go to our Facebook page. Okay, so this is my Firefox browser and this is our Facebook page. So our first requirement is we have to find this email or phone number field through CSS Selector. After that we have to find this password field through CSS Selector. Okay, correct. So now let's see how to find CSS Selector in this email, phone number field and password field. Okay, so last time I have shown you how to find XPath. Okay, so same way we have to find CSS Selector. Okay, so our first requirement is we have to find CSS Selector for this email or phone number field. How to find? As we know, whenever we are trying to investigate on particular field, we have to just right click on that particular field, and if we go to inspect element, we can see some blue highlighted line, right? So that means this blue highlighted line is defining that particular email or phone number field. Okay, so how to find CSS Selector for this field? Same way, just right click on that blue highlighted field. Okay, and when you take your cursor on the blue highlighted field, you can see that particular email or phone number field, whatever field you are trying to investigate on, that should be also highlighted. Okay, so just right click on that field and go to copy, and you can see it's CSS path. Okay, we should not take this CSS path. What we have to take? We have to take CSS Selector. Okay, in our coming lecture I'll show you why we will not take CSS path. Okay, so let's copy this CSS Selector and paste it somewhere. Just open notepad and see, hash email is our CSS Selector for this email or phone number field. Okay, so let's write a step for that. Go to our editor, and this is our Firefox. Okay, we have set our system property Firefox, and it should be facebook.com, right? You know these steps, right? If you don't know, please watch my previous lecture. Okay, so same way we have to do driver dot find element by what we have to like invest. We have to use locator. Which locator? CSS Selector, CSSC. You can see by CSS Selector. Okay, just yes. Okay, so and in this field, within this bracket, within inverted comma, we have to give CSS Selector whatever we have found. Okay, what we found? We found hash email. Just copy this hash email and paste it in this inverted comma, correct? After that, what we have to do? Can you click on that? No, we have to send some keys, correct? So same way, dot send keys, correct? You know this, right? Send keys and send some keys, pratik at the gmail.com. Okay, so this step we have successfully written. So what is our next step? Our next step is we have to investigate on this field. Okay, so same way, just take your cursor, or you can do right click on that field, inspect element. Okay, so this time we'll go with spy. Just click on the spy button, and you take your cursor on that particular field wherever you are trying to investigate on. Okay, so if you take your cursor on that password field, you can see that one blue highlighted line, right? So just right click on that blue highlighted line, and just give me a minute. Just right click on that blue highlighted line, and you can see CSS Selector, right? Just click on that CSS Selector and keep it somewhere to, for understanding purpose I am doing this. You don't need to do all those things. Just right click on that CSS Selector and copy CSS Selector, and directly you can paste that particular CSS in your script. So just paste it and see, hash pass is our CSS selector for password field. Just copy that and go to our editor. Same way we have to write the step for that. Driver dot find element by CSS selector. Okay, this CSS selector, and in this bracket we have to paste our CSS selector. After that we have to send some keys. Correct, we have to send some keys because we cannot click on that, so give anything. Okay, so we have successfully written our second CSS selector for password field. Let's go to our Facebook page and see. So our next requirement is we have to click on that login button. Okay, we have to click on that login button. Same way, just inspect that particular field and you can see a blue highlighted line. Just right click on that and copy this CSS selector. Okay, just paste it. You can see this again, it came like alphanumeric value. If you watch my previous lecture, I already mentioned we should not use, so we will not use. So in my upcoming lecture I'll show you how to validate your XPath and how to write your own customized XPath. That time I'll show you how to find XPath for login button, or wherever we'll find this type of alphanumeric value, and you feel that particular XPath whatever you found that is very big and you need to customize your own XPath or CSS. Okay, so in upcoming lectures I'll explain all those things, so don't worry about that. So in this lecture till this much we can validate this email or password field. Okay, so just save that program and run your program. Let's see whether it can send our Gmail and password to that particular field or not. So let's run this and just click on OK and see. It invokes. Oops, some issues came. Let's investigate what is the issues. Permission denied. Okay. Oh, Firefox got updated. Okay. Yes, so I have changed something in my Firefox. So let's see this time it will run or not. So just run that program and let's see. Yes, it invokes. Yeah, it opened Firefox. It should open Facebook. Yes, it opened, and it should send some keys in email field and password field. See, we have successfully sent our keys in email field and password field. Okay, so this is how you have to find CSS selector in Firefox browser. So now we'll see how to find CSS selector in our Chrome browser. Okay, so let's come to our Chrome browser. Okay, so in this Chrome browser, how to find this particular two field through CSS selector. Okay, so just right click on that, and if you right click on blue highlighted line, if you go to copy, you cannot you, you cannot see that CSS selector over here. Correct? Yes, this is the disadvantage of this Chrome browser. Okay, so now how to find CSS selector here. So what we have to investigate on, this email field. Okay, so you can see when you see that blue highlighted line, and below that you can see some HTML code over here. Okay, so these are the CSS selector of this particular page. Okay, now we have to find out which one is the actual CSS selector for this email field. If you take your cursor on hash Facebook, that means it will highlight the whole page. That means it is not our correct CSS. If you take the body, same. If you take on alphanumeric value, same. Page, same. Page something, this line it is coming. Okay, so blue bar is not coming. Div, this tag is not coming. Login form, that whole login form is highlighting. Table, it's not highlighting. T body, not highlighting. TDT, and no. If you click on that input hash email dot input text, that time you can see it is highlighting only particular that field which we want to investigate on. Okay, so this is our correct CSS for that particular field. Just copy that field. Don't try to write. Better you just copy that particular CSS selector and you can put it there. Okay, just copy this. So guys, I have investigated on, and I saw that we are not able to copy this particular CSS selector. Okay, it might be a bug in Chrome. So I'm going to email them and I'm going to inform them this is bug I found it. I'm not able to copy the CSS selector from here. Okay, so for that, as of now, for time being, we have to write the same input hash email dot input text. Okay, so let's write for that. Go to our Facebook page and write same way. Okay, driver dot find element by CSS selector. Within CSS selector, we have to write our these things. Okay, so input hash email dot input hash email dot input text. Okay, so and after that we have to send some keys, correct? So send keys and send some keys. Okay, so just save it and let's run and see whether it will give it or not. Okay, so this is how we have to find the selector for the particular field in Chrome browser. Let's see. It maximized. It went to Facebook page and it should provide the data in email field. And see, it has provided our data in this email field. Okay, so same way we have to find for password field also. So I guess now you got to know how to how to find CSS selector in that a particular Google Chrome browser. Okay, just spy on that particular field and this is our field. Okay, so let's check. This is not happening, this is not happening, not happening. Okay, if you see this input hash pass dot input text, it is highlighting only that particular password field, correct? So you have to just copy this particular CSS selector and you have to provide this in your script. Okay, and it will run. So I guess now you got to know how to write XPath and CSS through dev tool. Okay, so in my coming lecture I'll show you how to validate particular CSS selector and XPath before putting in your script, so that you can get to know this whatever you have written, that is correct or not. So in my coming lectures I'll explain, and later on I'll explain how to how to write customized XPath and CSS. So we have successfully covered the main part. So now like upcoming lectures will not take much time. So whatever lectures I have updated in YouTube, please watch again and again. If you have any question, please reach me out at pratikkumarnag@gmail.com. Okay, so thank you.